Legend tells it that deep in the woods, on the edge of a misty field, lives an old mountain woman who holds the secrets to creating an indie comic book.
Hello there, traveler. I don't mind you interrupting my supper. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. Many men come wanting to know how to make an indie comic. I tell you, it ain't easy. It ain't for the weak of heart. Come on over and I'll show you how to do it. First, you need to add a piece of paper. Then, just a bit of your blood. Now, the most important part. Just a bit of your soul.
Piece of junk that turned out to be one of the most important items in this universe, and every universe. Meet Joey Swick, your average teen who's about to have his world turned upside down when he stumbles across a curious device in the local junkyard. A glove packed with mysterious and incredible powers. This isn't just any gauntlet. It belongs to the Dimensioneers, a group of godlike beings who control the fabric of reality. Joey and his best friend Monty are thrust into a wild adventure, facing off against the brutal Commander Skullguard, who'll stop at nothing to reclaim his lost property. Will Joey master the Gauntlet's powers in time and survive? Kid Switch is a story about friendship, discovery, and embracing the unexpected. Perfect for readers young and old who love sci-fi, action, and a good dose of slice of life. Your pledges will help fund the artwork, printing, and production of Kid Switch issues 1 and 2. By backing Kid Switch, you're not just getting an awesome comic, you're joining Joey and Monty on an adventure that spans dimensions. Let's make Kid Switch issues 1 and 2 a reality.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. With me, as always, Johnny C., creator of Sartana the comic, surrounded by death and the pond. For who, Johnny?
My good cousin, Roger Morocco.
Awesome. And our third co-host, the Time Lord of Tangents himself, Harry G. Good job trying to not
Happy Wednesday.
Choke to death. Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I pulled it together really good at the end there.
I saw in the chat there was any echo issues? Are you guys having?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I think we're good now. There was
maybe it's just the countdown video that has some echoes.
Something with the videos. Videos we get an echo sometimes, so we have to look into that.
Yeah, maybe
we need to call the IT department.
Yeah. Yeah, the limited IT department we have here.
Wait, we are the IT department.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Harry, you were saying something. We drowned out there.
No, I was saying
sorry, Harry.
During the Kid Switch part, there was some echoing, but I think it's fine now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, yeah, maybe the videos have some kind. I'll look into that. I'll research some StreamYard stuff and see what's going on there. But yeah, thanks for joining us for a special Wednesday episode. We haven't been in a Wednesday night for a long time, like at least a couple of years now, because this used to be our normal night.
We started on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, and then we ended up moving to the earlier in the week, and I think that ended up benefiting us a little better with like views and things like that. Although I see our numbers are pretty healthy right now coming out of the gate, so that's pretty good. We did advertise this like crazy because we have a great guest tonight, and that's why we're doing this special episode. There is a new distributor in town, let's say, for indie comics, which I am super excited about. And I was hoping, actually, I think we talked about this when Diamond was going under, Johnny, about hopefully having somebody kind of come in and pick up the slack in the indie scene and grab all those companies that Diamond like kind of left hanging in the wind and kind of be a new distributor. And I know I love the idea. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean it's filling a void, right? So it's a good opportunity. I think that's kind of the obvious answer.
Yeah.
So I'd really be curious to hear it directly from him. Like why now? What motivates him to do this, all that stuff.
Yeah, and plus he's a creator too, which is awesome. So I think that's a great thing actually, because having a guy that's doing distribution but also seeing things from our side of the world, let's say, like we're not Marvel, we're not DC, but he's an indie guy as well, and to see all the challenges that every indie creator has because he's doing it as well firsthand is pretty awesome. So I think that's a great thing. I don't know.
He's like the mayor of indie comics because he knows everybody.
Okay.
Can I share a story real quick? I was walking with him.
Exactly. And I'm looking forward to meeting the mayor because this will be my first interaction really with him face to face,
Oh, well, there's this nice little hour of the day at New York Comic Con between 7 and 8 o'clock where Artist Alley stays open later than the floor where we exhibit. Okay. And so I went down with him to check out Artist Alley, and he goes, he gave me the warning. I was like, look, I know a lot of people. I'm going to stop and talk to a lot of people. And okay, like whatever. I didn't really take him too seriously, and I should have. Yeah. And sure enough, like he stopped like almost at every table. He had meaningful conversations. Like I pulled myself away in a couple like other things, and like I looped back around, and he basically made like 2 steps. And he just knows everybody and a lot of people. He knows a lot of people, and
that's good though. I mean, if you're gonna do distribution, you should know everybody, right? I mean, like
exactly.
And then, do you think he would be cool with you sharing the story with your dad, or like? did you want to talk
Oh.
about that?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
no?
not.
Okay. All right.
Is that just like, he just, what it is? If you want to put a little pin or a button on that, is that he took time out of his day as a personal individual to connect with me on a personal matter. And
Okay.
that shows how good of a guy he is. There you go.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I mean, I told him 8:15, but I see him right in the back room right now.
Well, if we want to just kick this show off, we might as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, and for the chat out there, let's see, we got a handful of people watching us already. For the chat out there, if you guys get any questions throughout the show that you want us to ask Phil, we'll definitely put them in the chat, and we will definitely bring them up throughout the course of the stream.
Yeah, for sure.
Without further ado, let's bring in, he's a creator and the newest distribution company on the block here, Mr. Phil Russert. What's up,
Hey,
Phil?
what's going on?
Not much.
All the nice things said about me. Wow. I would like to listen to this.
You want us to send her a recording?
Yeah, really. Maybe give her suggestions while you're at it.
Yeah, right.
I met your wife and your kids. They're all very nice people.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I think I'll keep them.
Well, Phil, it's nice to finally meet you after, messaging with you and stuff. Trying to set up this interview. And
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest thing, like what I was talking about before you came on, was I love that you're also a creator and you're doing this distribution. Like, I feel like that gives you the same perspective as us. And yeah, I would love to hear, like, let's go way back. Like, when did you get involved with comics? Like, as a creator, like, how many years have you been creating?
In 2021, I got really, really sick, and it didn't look good. I was bedbound for 6 weeks. I was in the hospital for a week.
Oh my God.
And
Are you all right now?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I just, I don't like to be afraid or intimidated by anything. I don't like fear controlling me. I mean, I hate it. I get angry at myself if I let that happen. So, hey, Anibal, Raphael, Ryan. So when I kind of was facing my mortality, I used to be intimidated by the idea of writing. I said, well, what the hell are you afraid of at this point? Because I might not be here. So I was on oxygen. I was atrophied. I lost 60 pounds in a week. I couldn't walk. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to write. And I wrote, and I started with my girl Tragedy. And
yeah, that comic looks really good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I always offer the comic digitally free to everybody who has me on as a thank you for having me on. So if you guys are interested or anything else in my catalog, I'm happy to send you.
Yeah, I would love to, like, even just the first one, and then I can buy the rest from you when I see you at a show. Yeah,
I'm one of you. I mean, who better to be in the someone that's in the trenches with you doing this, because I'm just as invested. I mean, the distribution is just as important to me on a personal level as it is on a community level. And, I'm a very stubborn Irishman. We like to fight, we drink, and I don't drink. So,
so you just have the fight part.
Yeah. And we've actually grown exponentially just in 3 months. I actually looked at the numbers for the first time, and we're way better than I thought. I was shocked.
Oh, that's elated. Great.
Yeah, we're plugging along.
I love that, though. I mean, that's literally been it. You're like 3 months. That's pretty damn good growth, Yeah,
thousands of books have gone out. We're well into 5 digits as far as sales, so we're doing really well. And I always look at it like there's only one way to go, and that's up. So if you're willing to put in the time, if you're willing, a lot of people talk about a no-win scenario. I don't believe in a no-win scenario, because as long as you're willing to sacrifice, you'll always win. Like, if I got into a fight to protect my family and I lost my arm, you could think, oh, I lost my arm. No, I won the fight, protected my family. I mean, it's really just about what you're willing to lose or what you're willing to give up and what you're willing to sacrifice, and you can win. And I'm willing to give up and sacrifice quite a bit. So
awesome. Yeah. No, did you have designs on becoming a distributor before Diamond went out, or were you thinking along those lines, or did that opportunity, like, you know, when you saw them going down, you're like, oh, maybe I could pick up the slack kind of thing? Or
Well, as Johnny said, I'm a nobody who knows a lot of somebodies, and about 2 years ago, I saw the writing on the wall. I knew they were going down. Prior to that, I did send tragedy to them, though, and they gave me a very weird excuse why they wouldn't pick it up, which made me say, now, don't get me wrong, this isn't arrogance like you think, oh, you should be picking me up. It was just that the response was so weird that it red flagged me. And I had some big names like Billy Tucci and a bunch of other people go to bat for me and say, why aren't you picking up this book? He works with Bill Sienkiewicz, Chris Picciolo, all these guys. Why aren't you picking up this book? And they wouldn't give an answer. But they told me I had to be 2 years ahead of schedule. No, you don't.
yeah,
No, you
that's
don't.
right.
And yeah, and it was just very odd. So I was like, you know what? Why am I wasting time hoping someone will invest in me when the best person to invest in me is sitting right here in my own skin? That's a waste of time for me. We spend all this time hoping that someone will give us a chance in this industry, and we're waiting for scraps in an industry that doesn't respect us half the time. And it's like, unless you've made it, nobody gives you any credit. You're not in the club. And I don't buy any of that elitist bullshit. Excuse my language, sorry.
No, it's fine.
And I'm like, you know what? My first promo came out 3 weeks before Diamond announced the bankruptcy, because I knew they were announcing.
Yeah.
And it was basically Thanos, where he goes at the end of whatever movie with
Endgame.
Guardians of the Galaxy, where he goes, fine, I'll do it myself. And it has him say that, and it shows Philbo distribution go, which we originally were supposed to be. We were supposed to be North America, but we're worldwide now.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, we're in Sweden and Australia and Canada and Mexico and
fantastic.
Germany and the UK. So yeah, we're excited.
Like Pitbull.
Go on, Harry.
Mr. Worldwide, like Pitbull.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
there you go.
Bad reference. Bad reference.
Phil, I want to commend you specifically for having that foresight, for being able to read between the lines on a bullshit reply from a corporate entity, going like, that something doesn't feel right there, and just looking through the bullshit and looking basically behind the response, at the inevitable or the apparent chaos that's happening behind the scenes that you then took initiative to capitalize on. Like, I definitely have to commend you for that.
Well, I also told people to pull your inventory, and nobody believed me because I'm a nobody. They don't listen. It's like, I'm telling them, like, the bankruptcy isn't it, guys. They're not recovering from this bankruptcy. They lost too much. It's over. It's over. And people clung to it because I think people are afraid. They're afraid of change. Diamond was the gatekeeper, and they were the monopoly for 30-something years. And even though Lunar's been in there the last several years, there's a certain comfort in that Diamond is around, right? It's just psychology. And when they're going down, it creates a lot of fear and instability in the market, and people don't know what to do. I feel it's got to burn down for it to be built up right again. And it's easy for me to say because Diamond was very successful. I don't mean this to be a jerk, but their model worked when they were the monopoly and they had all the big publishers. It doesn't work when you don't have the volume anymore. It doesn't, the net 60 and all that stuff. So it ultimately drowned them. Unpaid invoices, mismanagement of inventory. Their infrastructure was just not solid anymore. They lost all that volume. It was all there if you were willing to look. So.
Yeah, and I heard that didn't they used to, like, they wouldn't even fill reorders, like, there was
they were having
craziness. They would leave all this money on the floor.
Even little things like complaints about shipping, they were using reused boxes and this and that. Like, those are signs that you don't have a budget. Like, you're done. You're recycling whatever you can to survive. And so I knew they were going. I was like, screw this. No one's telling me. Look, I'm okay with getting in the ring and getting my ass knocked out. but you can't tell me I can't get in the ring.
Yeah.
Life is not a spectator sport, and I'm not going to watch you get your chance. I want mine.
I love it, dude. I that's what you need to do something like this. You need that spirit. Otherwise it doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like we need someone like you fighting for the little guy.
Well, and just so you know, I'm no savior. I'm no mayor. I'm just a schmuck like you guys, just trying to get through life. Just trying to make something happen. So
that doesn't make you any less inspiring, though.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that. And I feel called out a little bit because I save all my Gemini mailers with the intent of reusing them.
There's a difference when it's little indie guys like us, and you're Diamond, the monopoly of 30 years.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
right.
fair. That's fair. But I do advocate and think that everybody should save and reuse these Gemini mailers for the sake of the environment alone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. But so I want to go back to, so like, were you wanting to be a creator when you were like, even before the pandemic? Like, how far back were you thinking that you wanted to do comics?
I always had a vivid imagination and storytelling and everything. Like I said, I was just intimidated by the writing process. Also, I think impatient. Writing takes patience, for you to pace properly and formulate and create worlds. You can't just throw it out there. You have to plan. But I've always loved comics since I was a little kid. I'm 53 now, and I think at 9 years old, I saw Uncanny X-Men 115 on a spinner rack, and I was John Byrne, and that was it. It was over.
That was going to be my next question. Like,
okay.
Who inspires you?
Yeah, Claremont, John Byrne, Peter David, rest in peace. Which, by the way, real quick, Peter I used to run conventions as well, and Peter used to do my shows, and Peter could be the sweetest guy, and sometimes he could be a major curmudgeon. It depended on when you got him, right? Whatever. Everybody's got stuff going on in their life. But he was a good guy. And I went up to him at the Vegas show and I said, "Would you be willing to read Tragedy 1?" He goes, "You sure you want me to read this? Because if it's garbage, I'm gonna rip it apart right in front of you." I said, "Yeah, I don't want to be that guy in American Idol that sucks, but because my family lied to me, I'm embarrassing myself. Let's go." So I come back the next day. I go, "Did you read it?" He goes, "Yeah, I read it." And he chucks it across the table at me. And I'm like, "Oh, shit. All right, let's have it." And he goes, "It was good." I go, "What?" He goes, "It's better than most things out there on the shelf. And I wanted to have something bad to say about it, but I couldn't think of anything." I go, "Really?"
Wow.
Yeah. And, Howard Mackey and Chuck Dixon, too, said good things about it. Chuck Dixon did a foreword in my trade paperback. So, I always tell people, I'm not going to tell you I'm a good writer. You have to tell me. But you have to pick up the book to find out. So
nice. I love that. Now, which conventions did you used to run? Because I run a convention up here in Massachusetts, like a medium-sized one.
I had a one-day show. It was called the Suffolk Comic and Art Expo, and we used to have like Alex Sinclair and Scott Williams and Mark Bagley and Adam Kubert. We used to have like a really great artist alley. Johnny was saying, I know people. So hey, let's go. Let's do this. So we had fun. I miss running shows, but there's just so many right now. And I'm kind of busy.
Yeah. I hear you, man. They are a handful. But the good thing about the convention that I run here, it gives me, we don't make a ton of money off of it, but it gives me enough of a income that I can kind of work part-time and kind of coast off it a little bit.
Sure.
And do other side gigs and hustles like that.
I'll have to come out and check it out one day. And anytime you're putting it out, I'll help you promote it. Let me know.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
Well, what Raphael said on Facebook here, he goes, it was an actual comic show. And then that's what they say about your show, Keith. It's an actual comic show. So I can see how there are, that's a common denominator there.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it too. Being an indie creator, you look at it like, let's get back to comics. Let's make this show about comics again, So
and that was the other thing about my distribution is the market has become a collector's market over the last several decades, and although that's great, the collector part is always wonderful. We've lost readership, and I'm sorry, but the future of comics is not in the collector market. It's in readership, because collectors come and go. They change their hobby after a while, you know. Funko is big, and then it's whatever, you know, these stupid floofy whatever foo-foos or whatever the
Yeah,
freaking dolls are.
Fubu's or yeah,
Oh
what are
yeah,
those?
so exactly, they're about to fold, but readership is what sustained comics all these years. That's what makes you come back. And I think the big two especially have alienated my generation. They're not written for us anymore, and they've written us out, you know. And it's the numbers are showing, you know, and everybody's talking about the resurgence because of Absolute Batman. Listen, we've had these peaks and valleys before where a title came out and was hot, but that's not sustainable. That's not a longevity thing, you know, because after a while, the fad of Absolute Batman is going to die out. It's going to become plain again. So, where I commend them for trying to do something new, we need more than just Batman being regurgitated in 15 different ways, or like the Ultimates, and if you notice, people are catching on when they leave continuity and go to something new because it's new and it's fresh. And that's where I feel indie has a market.
Yeah.
If the people know it's there. But the problem is a lot of people in this industry don't want indies to be successful. They don't. There are people that don't, or they don't see that they will be. They don't have the foresight to see that they are. But I know plenty of retailers that say they sell indies 4-1 over Marvel and DC. They just promote them, and people are clamoring for new. I mean, indies don't have any shareholder influence. They don't have, corporate overlords.
Yep.
We're free to just create and have a blast. And does it always hit? No, there's going to be stinkers, but there's stinkers in Marvel and DC. So,
yeah,
you know,
I said there's a lot more there than there isn't in the indie scene.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe in this back of the catalog bullshit. That's a geography thing that you decided. That's not a quality thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And to your point about why Absolute Batman is a success, it does come. I was saying that today at the comic store. It's like it's easy to get into because it's the only thing you need to buy for Batman. Right. If you tried to get into the normal DC Batman, there's like 8 different titles constantly. It's like, which one do you get? That's why manga, I think, is killing Western comics too, is because when you want to read something from manga, you just get the one thing and you just buy the volumes of the one thing. There's not all these offshoots to choose from. Like, it makes it tough for people.
And the one thing I've noticed about Absolute Batman is that there's things that align to the modern day, which you can't easily shoehorn into the standard Batman continuity. So it's almost like, oh, okay, well, this gives us an excuse to push all this other stuff aside to do something kind of different and unique, and to be able to throw some modern day narrative in there while we're at it.
Yep,
exactly. And I'm sorry to say this though, but fans would rather buy garbage from a well-branded, well-known person than quality from someone they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to change that, because the same people that are complaining that the new Predator sucked or this new show sucked keep watching this garbage that they're putting out and won't give a chance to the new stuff. So it's like you're chasing your tail. You're creating your own prophecy here because you're not willing to step outside your box and try something new, and they keep force feeding you garbage. Like, we need a Wizard magazine. I'll tell you why. Wizard magazine told you what was hot. It told you what you wanted to check out. It told you what you want. And you know what? Fans listen. They listen to that. And we don't have that anymore. And we need that again, but for the indie community, which I'm working on. But anyway,
really,
the fact is,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
that's what we need. Wizard, a new modern day Wizard magazine. I have a page of Wizard magazine on my wall right over here, still to this very day.
It was a great book, man. I enjoyed picking that up as much as my comics every month, So
I know people that used to just pick that up and no comics because they would read it cover to cover, and that would be their, all right, I get it. I get everything that's going on.
Yeah. Well, was because that was a time or an era where magazines were still a real relevant kind of like information source. You know what I mean? So there was all the updates, everything you need to know about the comic industry, what was getting turned into a cartoon and, what's hot in indie. That's basically the boom of Image of the 90s that, Wizard helped that. Without Wizard, it wouldn't have had that same kind of impact.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear
Not
that
just
you're working
that, but
on something like that. That's pretty cool.
yeah, and not
Pretty
just that,
fun.
but when Image was late with their titles, Wizard is what kept you remembering them and keeping them in the spotlight. Think about that. Liefeld and all of them, they were late with their titles. You go 3 months without getting the next book, and Wizard kept them in the spotlight for you, so you didn't forget them. Wizard did a lot. They did a lot, and I forget his name. I don't know why, but he was just at a show recently. One of the guys who was editor in chief at Wizard, and I spoke to him.
Is that Gareth Seamus?
Yeah.
No. What the hell is his name? Whatever.
Yes,
I
sir,
sleep
yeah.
3 hours a night.
You know
so-
everybody.
Yeah.
You know everybody. There's too many people to keep track of.
So, I guess so I know the comic industry is so hard whenever they're so against change. Have you
Yes.
run into a lot of that with when you started Philbo?
Yes. So we have almost 600 stores signed up with us.
That's awesome.
So we have a lot of stores that are supportive of this. We're a monthly FOC right now because we don't have the volume yet. We don't have the publisher. We have like 70 publishers, about 600 stores on board, but we do a monthly. The model is based on the scope of my business right now. It's subject to change as we grow. Diamond was giving a net 60. For you, those who don't know what a net 60 is, they would have 60 days to pay for the books. They get the books and they don't pay for 60 days. Unfortunately, Diamond lost like 30 something million or more, 300 million. I don't know what the hell it was. I forgot the number in unpaid invoices. So we do prepay, and that's turned some stores off. They don't like it. I've had, to be honest with you, there's only like 2 or 3 guys that are continually loud. One of them has his own agenda because he tries to recruit publishers to Lunar and Massive. So, it's in his best interest to put me down. I don't sweat that. They're afraid of change because my terms are fair for both publishers and retailers, not just in retailer favor. It's prepay. And this guarantees that what happened to the publishers with Diamond won't happen. Publishers were waiting 3 months to get paid. You can't do that.
Yeah,
they get paid as soon as I get my books. Within 48 hours, I pay them out. Okay, so, and it's prepay. It goes into an escrow account. The retailers, so far, we've been delivering just fine. Everybody's getting their books. Everybody's happy. I'm not screwing. I didn't do all this to get $20,000 or $30,000 and then walk away. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, right.
I mean, anybody who thinks that, come on, guys, let's use a little common sense. But
you can scam through Kickstarter easier than that.
I know, and I'm gonna be a pariah in the industry with publishers, retailers. I mean, come on. But anyway,
right.
And we keep our shipping costs down by doing the once a month as well, because stores, there's no minimum order. So I don't want you to have to be forced into buying more books than you want. They're just sitting on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would like you to try a bunch and I think they'll move, but I don't want to force anybody. We give a 40% discount. Some people complain they want the 50%, and that's 60. But the problem is the same people complaining about the wanting the 50% don't want to buy in bulk. Like, you want to buy 5 issues, but you think you should get 50% off. That's not how wholesale works. That's not how wholesale works. And they've, things have been in their favor for a long time, and they hate when I say this. I'm not adversarial against retailers. I love retailers. I love stores. I go into comic stores all the time. But the specific ones that are telling me that I'm a problem because I won't give 50% free shipping and a net 60 when you want to buy 5 books. No, you just want me to see me go under because you don't care. And I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. This gray does not indicate being born yesterday. And my model is safe for everyone.
Yeah. I like that.
Besides the obvious, where does the name Philbo come from?
So I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, and I have really big feet, like Hobbit feet. and my wife calls me Philbo. And I always, everything I do, I want it to have meaning. So what better way than to pull in the most important things in my life, my wife, into the name. I had someone say Philbo, how stupid that is. It's silly and narcissistic. And I'm like, no, it's not narcissistic. It's an honor to my wife. And if Philbo is the deal breaker for you in an industry that has Doctor Doom and Captain America and Spider-Man, I think you might be reaching a little bit.
Yeah, but like Philbo. I mean, there's Penguin Random House. What the hell does that
Right?
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Lunar. Like,
Well,
if
and
you think about it, like,
and my
it's not...
catalog is called Phil Views.
Yeah.
Look, I can't call it previews. I don't want to risk any lawsuits. So what? At first, I was calling it Philbo catalog, but then it was just kind of generic. So I was like, tongue in cheek, let's call it Phil Views for fun. Just tongue in cheek. Let's have some
I
fun
like
with
it though. It has that Stan Lee kind of thing where where he's trying to pal around. You're trying to pal around with everybody and like, hey, here's my soapbox, and
Yeah, it's just tongue in cheek. It's just fun.
Seriously, that's what I got from it when I saw it. I was like, okay, I like this. It also puts a face with the company, like
right. It's
you're
branding.
willing to put your name up for it.
It's branding. I mean, look at Todd McFarlane. Every cover is Spawn. He doesn't. I mean, with the exception of one or two here and there, the only one I can think of is like with Angela and stuff. But he has Spawn on every cover. It's branding 101. You want your character to be worldwide. Well, it's going to be everywhere. You want your name to be worldwide. It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you speak to people and you say Phil Views or Philbo, they know who you're talking about. I've got a lot of people paying attention to what I'm doing. Some of them are rooting for me, some of them are not, but either way, they're all watching.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing that can be said here is that a lot of the indie creators, their voices are only so big,
right?
To the point where they can only be so much of a beacon for themselves. So it's really refreshing to see you taking such a passionate approach to give indie creators basically a beacon to be seen and giving them an extra voice to be heard, to get that much more exposure on their work, where it's so hard to do that nowadays in literally a flood of just social media and all this other stuff that's out there flooding everything at all times. We're in such a glut of media. It's real. Even this, you know what I mean? Like there's 700,000 other streams happening right now. So it's hard, but
true.
I mean, but in turn, that's a lot. And it goes to show that, you're genuine and you're advocating for the indie creator. I mean, that's an undertaking where it's selfless.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not. I don't take compliments and praise well, so we're just gonna move on from that. But thank you.
You're welcome.
Look, DM Ray, by the way, has his book Madcaps. I published through Kickstarter. He's in Canada, and I'm gonna be fulfilling it tomorrow. Awesome. It's a really cool D&D book if you guys are interested. Anyway, yeah. So, kind of going back a minute. Another thing I saw the writing on the wall for, and everybody laughed at me and told me I was stupid, was that Kickstarter is being abused now as an indie distribution, as opposed to what it's supposed to be: kickstart your project.
Yeah.
And people didn't listen to me, and I was like, it's not sustainable. The bubble's gonna burst on that Kickstarter too, for multiple reasons. Obviously, when everybody was home for COVID, everybody was spending, but Kickstarter is now being taken over by the big companies, Dynamite, Skybound, and then you got guys like Brian, who I don't count Brian Polito because he was an indie guy that, came in and busted his ass and he made it, but he is also $250,000 campaign. So the money's all going there and there's not much left over for us little guys. Plus Kickstarter buries us in the algorithm just like everybody else. And yeah, shops hate Kickstarter. That's true. I had a shop say to me, if you didn't want to invest in me and you want to start a Kickstarter, why should I get your book? And I said, well, all right, let me ask you something. If I decide not to do the Kickstarter right now, you're going to buy my book? And he said, no. I go, well, then there's your answer. You can't have both. you can't say I don't want the competition, but at the same time I don't want to be an outlet for you. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But I think using crowdfunding, using distribution, using your own websites and going off that. Like you had George Medina on last week, and George did a great thing where he had pre-sales off his website and he did the Kickstarter and he did fantastic. And he's thinking outside the box. He's doing something new. And Wonder Duck is through my distribution. So, I mean, they're all tools in the belt that you've just got to utilize. But I will say this, and I say this to all the publishers I deal with. I'm a distributor. I'm not a marketer. I do market more than any other distributor ever does. But you've got to put the work in. You got to cold call those stores. You got to put out flyers. You got to market. We got some guys that their sales aren't great, and I have never seen them post once that they're in Philbo distribution. I don't think they're calling stores at all. You got to put in the work. I'm an outlet, but I'm not the answer.
Right. Yeah. And I see the same thing from like publishers too. Like it's almost like, why be with a small publisher when they're not doing anything for you, but only taking part of your sales? Like, if you're doing all the social media work, like why would you give them any money? Like, you know what I mean? Just go to Philbo and then do your own promos,
And I offer different programs. Like if you have a Kickstarter for a small nominal fee, that month that your Kickstarter is going, you want me to put flyers in all the packages going out to the retailers, I will do that.
That's cool.
We do different things, solicitations. I also do an email blast every month to thousands of stores. I do my live stream every week. So I do things.
Awesome.
If you are a creator who's putting a retailer tier in your Kickstarter campaign, why would you not want to do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a no-brainer. For a small fee, here's a whole bunch of comic shops that are going to shop this tier specifically. Come on now.
And here's maybe it's not smart. I don't know. But when I charge something, it's to cover my costs, not necessarily make a profit off of you, because I know where you guys are right now, how you're struggling. So my fees aren't like, for example, everybody in the catalog gets a full page for their book. I don't charge. I don't charge you. We make a different publisher the cover of the Phil Views every month. I don't charge them. I pick someone, I put them on there. Rising tides raise all ships. I'm tired of the grifters. I'm tired of the pettiness. I'm tired of the people that just want to pick the bones until there's nothing left. And I'm tired of this silly notion that it's a competition. You're not my competitor. You're my partner. You're my brother in arms. The community thrives if many people are successful, not just one.
Yeah.
And I don't subscribe to that pettiness or that jealousy, or that if someone's doing better than me on a Kickstarter, I look at them, well, what are they doing right? And learn.
Yeah.
Reach out to them, ask them. But, there's a lot of people that they either gatekeep or they don't want to share. Or, you could ask somebody, what printer do you use? And they don't want to tell you. I'm like,
yeah, right.
Come on, guys.
That's ego. That's the number one problem. It's the number one destructor. If you peel everything back, the number one destructor in indie comics is ego.
Yeah.
I've seen publishers that had so much momentum, so much heat, and fucking ego took them down. You know what I mean? And that's where it's every facet. Even, not telling somebody where you get your books printed, that's ego. What do you think? You're fucking better than anybody else? Come on.
Sometimes they're afraid that if you get their printer won't be as fast as they used to, like, get taken. But I don't know.
Yeah, take it away.
That's dumb.
And it's a
think that way is dumb. But
I know. I don't get all this wasted time. But you know what really makes me laugh? The fake it till you make it crowd. You spend all that energy in trying to look like you're more than you are, then be more than you are.
Oh yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Me and Johnny talk about the fake it till you make it's a lot, especially in the convention scene.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk to anyone that made tons of money over their table costs. There's not a single there might be 10 people in the convention room, but they've already cleared their sales for the day.
Yeah,
You know?
there's a guy I know that he does great at every show, and I'll sit there and watch him, and nobody came to his table.
Exactly.
I'm very honest. You know,
me too.
If people say, "How'd you do at the show?" I sold 20 books. I sold 15 books. Or all right, or a Terrificon. There's times where I made $2,500. So
right, and I always was baffled as why no one would share their actual sales, because if a show sucks, we should all know that it sucks and not go there. You know what I mean? Or if it's amazing.
Or
let's
if
get everybody at the show,
sucks, why don't we all start promoting it and help that show get an audience?
Yeah, or something, right? Like, but if we lie about our numbers, then it's like,
well, again, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's like seeing like $1,000 or a couple $1,000 gap on Kickstarter close overnight. Like you're telling me that was just like some gracious buyer that came in, some midnight caller that came in to save the day. Like, come on, you know what I mean?
What makes me laugh too is they brought 20 books and like, dude, I sold out of everything. You brought 20 books, man. Come on.
You gotta take the wins where you can get it, though. You know.
Go ahead.
Speaking of faking it, I like that you don't accept any. When I saw that you don't accept any AI things, books with AI covers or art.
Nope.
Yeah,
I've rejected quite a few people that tried to push through AI, and we have a detector. Maura Powers, who is my product manager, if we even think something is AI, we put it through and we check and see.
Raphael says he brought 21 copies to the last convention. By
the way, I want to give a shout out to Raphael. Raphael came over the weekend and helped me finish up and fulfill the hundreds of packages that I had left to send out.
Oh, that's awesome. Good job, Raphael.
Unfortunately, my staff has not been the most reliable, so I'm looking for new picker-packer shippers, receivers. But Raphael came all the way from Brooklyn out to Long Island, and he was reliable. He stuck to his word. He showed up, and I appreciate him.
Big shout out to Raphael.
That's awesome, Raphael. That's great, man.
Raphael's another one who have working. I had 5, but
5.
Now they come 2 hours here, 1 hour there, so I don't even know what the hell I have at this point.
Well, that's what I mean. You're still in the beginning stages of this, so I'm not surprised that
I work as a nurse by day. I'm a publisher with 15 titles. I also publish other people like DM Ray, Guido Martinez,
Ryan Santos.
Well, I'm going to be distributing.
Distributing for Ryan Santos. Yes.
Yeah. I lettered that book, so I'll be distributing for me too. Yeah.
Nice. Ryan did a cover for Tragedy that.
Nice.
I really loved it when he sent it, but when he sent the original painted, oh man, it's just so good. So go check out Ryan Santos.
Love Ryan.
Yeah.
He's up in our neck of the woods.
He's funny because I'm a wise guy. I mean, Johnny will tell you I'm a big mouth wise guy, and I think Ryan saw it for the first time at Terrificon this year, and he didn't know how to take it. It was like, whoa, where did this come from?
Hey, I love it. The more fun you are, the more I love.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of those guys you love or you hate because I'm straight up. I'm always going to be honest with you. Like I just had an artist that was trying out to be a new artist for Tragedy.
I'm going to love you, Phil, because I love that in a person, to be honest with you. So
the artist was he's a nice guy, he's talented, but there were some red flags in behavior. So I told him I wasn't going with him. I was going with someone else. And I told him, look, I don't say this to be mean. I don't say this out of vitriol. I don't say this to put you down. I say this because I want to see you thrive and succeed, and no one else is going to tell you this. But these were the red flags that publishers don't like, and that turned me off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I listed them to him. I told him respectfully. I told him politely, but I told him. And you know what? He took it like a friggin' pro. He took it like a champ. He was like, nobody's ever told me this before. Thank you. Okay. And I hope that helps. But I believe honesty is the greatest respect you can show somebody. Oh, Rob Powers is here. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Raph is a huge big shout.
Rob's wife is the one that is my product manager, and Rob did my book, The Dynamics, and he's done a lot of
nice
stuff.
So
Rob's a great artist too.
On your comic company side, Phil, how many titles do you have that you put out?
I think like 15.
Do you really that many? Wow.
And I'm writing a fantasy novel right now too.
Dude, I'm impressed. That's a lot.
I have my horror, I have Withered, I have Tragedy, I have Devils in the Details, I have Dynamics, I have Arcane Syndicate, I have Displaced.
And you write all of these?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow, this stuff was welling up in you, ready to come out, man. That's awesome.
Well,
that's a lot since 2021 too. Holy shit. That's
I've written 33 scripts for Tragedy. We've published 6 books. We've drawn 13. I've written 70 scripts in total, I think, right now. And I wrote 1 short story prose book, and I'm 18 chapters into a large fantasy novel.
Wow. Yeah. Fantastic, dude. That's awesome.
You know, I had this underlying frustration my whole life. I used to be a musician. I want to be a musician. And I honestly, not to push belief, but I believe that, God steered me a different way because that life wasn't going to be for me. Because it may be great when you're on stage, but when the lights go down, that's not a good life. And I watched all the drug addicts and all. It's just not for me. So, and I wouldn't have met my wife and had my kids. But I had this underlying frustration that I wasn't meeting my potential. Something wasn't there. And when I started writing, that frustration went away. It was gone. And I feel like this is where it's at. This is what I want. And I don't know how many years I have left. I don't know if I have 20 years, 12 years. I get hit by a bus tomorrow. What I do know is this. I'm going to scrape, claw, scratch, bleed, cry, crawl, whatever I have to do within the realm of integrity to make my dreams happen, because no one is handing me a damn thing. You got to go grab it. And you got to be patient, and you got to be consistent, and you got to be diligent. And someone said to me, yeah, it is great therapy. Absolutely. Piper's a great guy, by the way, and he's distributing through us. Check out his series. I just know that no one is going to believe in me more than me. So get up.
So
just get up.
Are you a workaholic because you want to, or because you have to be?
Both. Well, both. It's funny because my wife, she said to me, she goes, I want to tell you, you're my soulmate and I love you and you're the best person I know and you're a great father and all this, but there's something wrong with you. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, I don't know anybody that is as fearless as you, that you just go do it. You don't give a shit. You don't care if you look bad. You don't care if you fall on your face. You just go and you do it. And you just, and Sean Chen, if you know Sean Chen, Wolverine artist, Iron Man, a great guy. He said to me one day, and this is a great compliment. He goes, Phil, I don't know how you do it, but you just decide to do something and then you do it right away and you do it well and you do it right and it's successful. And he goes, I don't have the balls that you do. How do you just do that? I go, because I don't care. I don't care. The only thing I care about, the only thing I'm afraid of is when I'm old, looking back with regret, because that eats you alive. And being a nurse, I see a lot of elderly people, and I've seen the ones that are living with regret. Ain't doing it. If I gave it my best and it didn't work, I can live with that.
You're the living embodiment of fortune favors the bold.
Right. And someone said, well, you have to be there at the right place at the right time. How do you know when to be there? I said, just always be there.
Always be there, yeah.
Consistency.
Have you always been that way, or did that near-death experience push you, a kick in the pants?
I've always been this way, but I think it ramped up 50-fold when I found what I really wanted in life.
I gotcha.
Like, like my wife, she's 15 years younger and she looks like a supermodel, and people are like, how the hell did you get her? And I just tell them duct tape and chloroform and I walk away.
He's not lying. His wife is very beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
She's very beautiful.
I didn't do a Bill Cosby, no.
Okay.
But I never believe I'm better than anyone else, but I sure as hell know what I'm worth.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
I like that though. I mean, I think you're right about if you're gonna do this, you gotta be fearless, right? So like I
Yeah,
love
it's
that
some
you don't
scary
give a
shit.
shit about what's that?
It's
Would
some
you
scary shit I'm doing here.
Oh, and it really is. Cause like, I mean, I was scared to start a convention and like I can't even think about like
I
if
just
I
jump
would
in. I
gonna
don't think
start
about it.
distributing. That's crazy, you know.
I don't
So
think about what could go wrong because that's a waste of time and energy. If you start focusing on what could go wrong, you're already telling yourself that it's going to go
it's gonna fail. Yeah,
wrong.
exactly. Oh, do we lose hello? Did we lose Phil?
We might have a little bit of connectivity issues.
You see me?
He's catching up.
Oh,
I
yeah, we
got
got
you.
you.
We
Yeah.
got you.
It looked like there was a little
Okay.
blip there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
lost you guys. I was just saying. I forgot what the hell I was saying. But whatever.
Keith.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I was gonna say in terms of bringing people on board and kind of being a beacon, like, and I know you exhibit. I mean, I'm very close to you at New York Comic Con. Do you have a vision for bringing Philbo as an entity on the con floor?
It's funny that you asked that because I talked to Negan, who runs the floor, and unfortunately, he said I can't do this, but they don't allow subletting. I wanted to do a Philbo distribution and then have all the publishers there with me, and he won't allow it. So I don't know what I want to do because to be just as a distributor there, you're not making any money, and that's a lot of unless I'm selling the books for them. I have the books there, but I'm looking into things. I'm also thinking about just doing my own sponsored convention here again, and having all the publishers there. And then I'm also thinking of doing some sort of summit. You know how like the Comics Pro guys have their own summit?
Yeah, and they used to do. Didn't Diamond used to do summits like that with retailers and stuff?
Yeah,
That
I was
would be
thinking
a
of doing
cool
one out in
thing.
Connecticut actually, and
That'd be cool.
having retailers come in. Look, the truth is, and again, this is me being straight shooting. I'm not being negative at all because I'm positive that this is going to work. And I'm going to be shoving it up a lot of asses. But
hey, I told you so is the funnest fucking thing to say in the world.
Yeah, so. I know the best is not even saying that. Just smile. You motherfucker. Anyway, like these FOC groups and stuff, they're not giving me. They're not taking me seriously. Like they're not. They're not in my corner, and I like being the underdog. Like I used to play basketball in the projects and stuff, and I'm kind of pale, and I got underestimated all the time, and I'm like, good, because if you don't see it coming, it's coming.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of people that will come on board later, and I know that will happen. I'm being patient. I can't discuss it now, but I have a big meeting Saturday that could be a very big game changer. We're working on a lot of things besides the magazine, besides getting the libraries, besides getting the 7-Elevens in stores.
Congrats,
I think the funny thing is I do think they take me seriously and they're afraid of me because I'm changing what they were used to. And I think that change scares the shit out of them. And it makes them see me as an adversary or someone that's a threat to them, and I'm really not.
That's the way the comic industry reacts to everything. Like everything is you know what I mean?
It's a lot like what we saw our friends in Global Comics go through as they rose up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, right? There are people at the top that want to keep their position. So they don't want you to be challenging them. They don't want that. And I think that's some, not all, but some of what you see why the indie community is kept down. Because if they see a book that looks really good, it's a threat. Nobody wants to lose their position when they're, when you're sitting pretty. Nobody wants to be boosted. This is the entertainment industry. We all, you've got your window of fame and it could be fleeting. You got to stay relevant at all times. There are major artists from Marvel and DC that they're trying to stay relevant. They can't get consistent work. And that's just the harshness of this industry. And I'm not trying to stay relevant. I'm just trying to do what I can to be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Love it. Love it.
100%.
You know?
Now for like because we don't want to keep you here all night, Phil. I know you're busy, so
That's your way of saying you're done. I got you.
no, not at all. Not at all. Like I
Don't
was
put it on
wondering
me,
at least
Keith.
another half hour, you know. But so one thing I would ask on the behalf of like an indie creator, like what kind of comics are you guys looking for? Anything indie? Like is there any, do you guys put is there stuff that you don't want? Is there stuff that you do want? Things like that, or?
So I try not to gatekeep much at all because I thought that was one of Diamond's problems. Diamond is a distributor and they're telling you what they think will sell. You let the free market decide. The fans are the only ones that should tell you if your book is good or not. They're the only ones. All right. You do have to have your barcodes. It does have to look professional. It can't look like your 6-year-old used a crayon and did your logo. It just can't. It's got to look like something that belongs on the shelf.
Yeah.
As far as content, no, I don't gatekeep that. But if you do have nude variant covers, you have to black bag them.
Okay.
This is an unpopular opinion and it pisses some people off. I won't name them, but it pisses them off. But these NSFW books are hurting the industry, not helping. And the reason I say that is comics used to be a medium that all ages could enjoy. And now you're going to a niche of older men that like those books. You can't put them on shelves next to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If you do, that mother that walked in with her son is not coming back.
I feel that's reasonable, though.
And
I feel that's reasonable.
I would be more apt to want to buy something with a black bag, like that seems like restricted. Like, oh, I can't have that. Like,
That's taboo.
I can't see that. Yeah, that's taboo. Like, that's a marketing thing. Put it in a fucking black bag. Are you kidding me? Do that.
And like I
Do
said,
that with the right, like,
right,
safe for work tees on the front of it. You know.
And you know, you're gonna know what it looks like because when you go to the catalog to order it, it's there, just blacking out, nipples or whatever, and then just it's black bagged going into the store. I'm not. Look, to each his own. There's a market for it. I'm not knocking it, but I'm thinking in regards of the health of the industry, and that's a niche book that is so niche. It's for older men. Women, some women like that stuff, but not most women. Those aren't you're not bringing the female readers in for that, and you can't have kids looking at that. So I'm just trying to think of the health of the industry. And if that pisses you off, tough shit. But that's and then the other is you have to meet your deadline. I don't care if you have a one shot. I don't care if you have a trade paperback, graphic novel, omnibus. I don't care if it's a 5-issue miniseries. I don't care if it's an ongoing. But whatever schedule you tell me you want to go by, you better meet it.
Okay.
Because people think that stores don't want indie because they don't sell, which that's some stores. The biggest issue is trust. They know our budgets are tight. Am I going to get the number one? And if I do, am I ever going to get number two? Is it going to show up? So when you're inconsistent and you don't get your book out, you hurt all of us. And by the way, no one ever says DC's books are late. They say Diamond's books are late.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking a fall for that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
take the fall for what I'm responsible for.
I agree with you. I think like that was the one problem. I used to always say that to indie creators that are around me. It's like books that they come out with one issue, and you never see two for like 3 years or whatever.
Right.
That's the biggest thing hurting comics. Like I noticed because I have 10 issues of my comic, Mighty Mascots. And I noted the one thing I did notice is that people see that I have a lot of issues and they're very willing to trust that I'm a creator that's going to keep going.
You built that trust. We're not selling books, guys. We're selling trust. They don't know us from Adam. I'm not Scott Snyder. They don't. Yep. I don't have a resume. They don't know me. Now look what Late Books did for Image in the 90s. I mean that's McFarlane and well McFarlane was on time, but that's like Silvestri and all of them. When they were late, their books suffered.
Yeah.
I mean, you got consistency. Even Todd McFarlane will tell you the key to success is just consistency. Just keep plugging away. Just be there every day in their face, just all the time.
Yep.
So you think that's the answer to the gaining readership to be consistent?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
If we get these books out and they're there every month and you can sustain and weather the storm, long game, you'll build momentum. I mean, that's Kickstarter. You're a hamster on a wheel, right? You're only as far as they'll let you go with their algorithm, or how far are your Facebook posts going, and then they're buried anytime you say Kickstarter. But direct market, you're going out there and you're in. Even if you start off and you're only in 6 stores, those are 6 stores in different parts of the country, which means whoever picked up that book in Idaho and that picked up that book in Oklahoma, they're going to tell their friend. And that's how you spread, right? I mean, word of mouth. What I tell everybody about this distribution is now my model, you can make money where Diamond you couldn't. You really couldn't.
Yeah.
You know? My model, I am not charging you to be in the catalog, okay? Which is a big thing. I'm not taking a large percentage. I want you to win. And if you win, I win too. So if we can sustain this start and build momentum, it's the long game. It's always the long game. Every fight is 12 rounds. We're in the first minute of the first round. Stop thinking about round 12 and focus on where you are right now, knowing where you can be by round 12.
Yeah.
You know, it's the potential that you have. Now, will everybody succeed? No. Some people won't, but at least you'll know the free market made that decision, not some company, not some artist, not some gatekeeping jerk off that's going to tell you no. You know, I think most people can accept that. I guess my book's just not good enough. People aren't interested. But you have to know that you gave it your best shot first for that to happen. So I'm offering an outlet, but what you do with that outlet is up to you. Me, I'm marketing the shit. I just had a signing with Will Spartasio and all of them for Tragedy, and my book is selling well. And here's a funny thing. I don't push my book a lot because I feel bad if I push my book when, I feel like it's my distribution and I'm pushing my book. I feel bad. I try to push everybody. I could be focusing a lot more on my book, but I believe in it and I believe it'll happen and I believe it's meant to be. And if it's not, I can live with it because I gave it my best effort and that's it.
Love that.
I like that you're not giving handouts, you're giving hand-ups.
Yeah, that's a good.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a guy that believes you teach them how to fish, they'll eat for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, definitely agree. I'm definitely gonna put a pitch together for Philbo soon. I definitely want to be in the catalog. And how far out are you guys now? Are you like?
So how it works is because we're monthly, we're 3 months out all the time. So we just launched the 5th catalog, which will release in stores 3 months from then, which I think is a February release now. So to give you an example, like the first catalog was July 1st, and we have a 60-day order window. The reason why I do such a long order window is because we want as much visibility as possible. You do a quick window, you get lost.
Yeah.
So we do a 2-month window, and the FOC, the final order cutoff, it was September 1st for the July 1st catalog. At that point, I send a purchase order to all of the publishers saying you sold this many books. I do want overage though, because we get reorders. If there's any damages, we have to replace. It just makes things smoother. They have 30 days to get me the books. They get me the books. I haven't been perfect with the 48 hours because I've been so busy running everything myself, but I try within 48 hours to pay out your PO, and pay you out. And then I ship the books for that following month, the 3rd month. Like books came out today, November 12th. So, and the next books go December 17th.
Gotcha. So if a new person, like, say you accept a new submission, like, I don't know, this week or something, like when do you think their first catalog appearance would be like?
By the 20th of every month, we require your data sheet. What a data sheet is you put in your covers, your synopsis, all this stuff on a sheet that is used to upload to all the point of sales for all the retailers, because they're not going to manually put in all these books. So it's a data sheet. You put it on there, we upload it to our system, and then we send it out to all the stores. They upload it to their system. The data sheets are due by the 20th, and we do not accept late at this point because we had people not taking it seriously, unfortunately. So it's the 12th. If we hashed out everything and you got the data sheet in by the 20th, you could be in the next catalog. I don't like red tape. I don't like bullshit. I don't like wasting time. Life is too hard to be making everything molasses to trudge through. That's all bullshit. That's subterfuge. That's usually people who have ulterior motives and grifts and bullshit. It's real simple. Get it to me by this time. We get you in. That's it.
And that's it. Yeah, I love that. I like that. Like, no messing around. Just do it and get it done, kind of thing. Love that. Now, would you?
I have a day job too, by the way. Darker half. I understand. I have a day job too. I work full time.
Yeah, put up that comment from the darker half. Yeah, because I mean, it's very true. A lot of, like myself included, we all have day jobs. Comics isn't our main, and we have to work that much harder. So even to that point, Phil, where you have a day job, you are your own creator,
publisher,
with your own
distributor,
books.
A father of two small children, a homeowner. I get it's tough, but you want it, you bleed.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
You find that time.
Right.
You watch a little less Netflix. You do a little more creating.
Dude, we have been conditioned to spend our time watching everybody else's success. I used to be a big sports fan. I stopped watching sports. I'm like, what am I doing? These people don't give a shit about us. And I'm spending all this time and all this money watching them live the life. Well, I'd rather go make my life instead of sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Making millions playing a kid's game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to the radio.
Think about it.
I don't want to listen to the radio. I want to be on the radio.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I love it. Yeah. I love that. Now, would you, if things start to get better and better and steamroll every month, would you just make this your career?
If I could,
is that the goal? Yeah. Is that the goal?
If I could. Yeah. And as things build, we would change the model too. We may go to a weekly FOC kind of thing. I have to work that out with the prepay though. And of course we want to give better discounts, but you have to start buying in bulk. You can't, nobody gets a bulk discount if you don't buy in bulk. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you want to scale up and you want to scale up like, fairly like easily. You don't want, if you scale up too quick, it gets too risky.
Right. And you've got to be smart with how you manage your business. It's gotta, my terms have to make sense to the level I'm at right now. I'm not the big guy. I don't like Massive has Lunar to rely on. I don't, I just don't. And I'm good for Massive. It's good to have options, but I just don't have that luxury. So, I'll earn it myself. I take more pride. Someday, I'm going to be sitting at a table with the people that were on my side when I had nothing to offer them. And we're going to be toasting that we did it. And when we toast, I'm going to say a big fuck you to everybody that shit on me.
There you go. Amen to that. I love that.
Like you ever see Falling Down? I love that.
Yeah.
At the end, he goes, "Fuck you, Captain. Fuck you very much." That's what it's going to be. That's the most energy I'm going to spend on it. But there you go.
I love it.
That's awesome.
I as a comic creator, I appreciate a distributor that is like this. So that's fighting for us and
it's
trying
refreshing.
to open those new doors. And
there's no reason why I can't be successful while being honest and being me and just trying to help people. You can still be successful. You don't have to be a scumbag to be successful. Too many people haven't learned that lesson yet. And I think they haven't read the source material, which is Heroes. But it is what it is.
The other thing I was going to say, I did take a look through a couple of the Philview catalogs on your website, and I wanted to let people know you have some great small creative companies there. You got like Heavy Metal,
Zenoscope, Devil's Due, Antarctic Press. We've got Terry Moore with Strangers in Paradise, Billy Tucci,
Red 5,
Michaels, Red 5.
Antarctic Press, and the list keeps going on and on. And
we might have some bigger people soon.
I love it, man. I love it. Anything else that you want to share with us, Phil, about anything coming up, either create from your comics or from the distribution company?
Well, I would say, if you don't mind me plugging my girl here,
Yeah, no, go for it.
Tragedy has been reviewed well by major Marvel and DC writers. The artwork is solid. The storytelling is there. It's comics written the way we all used to enjoy them. There is no pulpit. There is no, you don't know what I think about any political or social commentary, because if you do, I failed you, period. I haven't reached out to Alterna, but I've actually kept thinking about it. I've just been so busy. And sorry, I was reading Darker Half. Anyway,
I'd say do yourself a favor and don't reach out to Alterna. But anyways, I used to be published under Alterna, but
oh yeah,
yeah.
it's a solid book. It's out in stores. Issue 1 came out October 15th. Issue 2 came out today. Issue 3 will be out December 17th. It is an ongoing, and it is not going anywhere. All right. We have covers from Mark Bagley and Chris Picciolo and David Mack and Will Spertasio and Bill Sienkiewicz, and colored by Alex Sinclair. And my colorist on the book is the great Chris Sotomayor, who's been in comics for 30 plus years and he's probably on 60% of your collection. I have stuff with Scott Hanna and Ryan Kincaid and Mike DeBalfo and Chance Wolfe, which did this. Sorry.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
Chance Wolfe, yeah, who inked Spawn and did a lot of stuff for Wildstorm and stuff. Great guy. And he might be joining the catalog. Anyway, so cool. Tragedy is a solid read. I think you'll enjoy it. And it basically, if you took Big Trouble in Little China, Kill Bill, and the Boondock Saints, and then threw in some of my crazy shit, that's what you get. Okay. And everyone who reads it likes it. So I'm going to tell you, find out. Go pick it up at your local store. If your store is not ordering, tell them to get it. If for whatever reason your store says they're not going to order through Philbo, maybe there's just not enough in there that makes it worth it to them, or maybe they just don't like my terms, or whatever they're saying. I can connect you with retailers that would be happy to take your business, online retailers that have accounts that would be happy to have your business. So if you're a fan and your store doesn't want to pick up any of our books, reach out to me. Reach out to the website. The contact info is there, and I will hook you up with a retailer that'll help you.
Love it.
To that point, do you want to shout out like the best places where people can reach out to you, your website, social medias, things of that nature?
Yeah, so because Facebook is shitty with business pages, I always just go off my main page. That's where I get all my traction. So if you go to Facebook, Phil Russert, you'll see me. Go to Instagram, Phil Russert. There's also Philbo Publishing on both those outlets. And if you go to the website, www.philbodistribution.com, go to the contact tab, and you'll get the phone number to reach me, the business number, and the email. And you can reach out to me through there. I get back to everybody usually within 24 hours. Because I believe correspondence is a simple respect that you can give. I hate when people don't respond. Plus, I get so many communications. If I don't respond right away, I might forget.
Yeah, it's a good customer service too for an industry that.
Yeah, every retailer that works with us, I get back to them immediately. Anytime that, from the smallest question to the biggest question to the smallest issue to the biggest issue. I believe in I'm old school. We've gone away from customer service, and we've gone away from, we jack up the prices and give you less for it. That's not what we're looking to do.
One thing I'd love to give you a shout, if you can share this info, if the shout out, who is your biggest indie comic retailer out there? Like, what's the name of the shop?
I don't remember the name, because I just remember the person I deal with. Her name is Jacinda Harris. She's in Texas. She orders $5,000-$6,000 worth of product from us every month.
No shit. Yeah, see, because that's what.
And she orders everything.
That's awesome. I love hearing that, because like I definitely wanted to throw some shine out to some of those.
We have some. Yeah, I want to do that too. I've offered them, but nobody's taken up on me that I wanted to do the feature stores of the month to help them. But none of them be awesome. None of them take me up on the offer. But we have quite a few stores that are ordering thousands of dollars every month from us, and they sell these books. They sell them. As a matter of fact, she just reordered 20 Tragedy #1s after originally ordering, I think, 40. So
wow.
Yeah, it's Tragedy moves. Tragedy sells if you give it a chance.
Awesome, man.
A lot of
glad
them
to
do.
hear it.
Dren Productions is a publisher we have. They sell very well. They do very well. We've got a lot of good publishers that would, they have an audience. So don't sleep on us, guys. That's a mistake. That's a
Yep.
mistake.
I
Don't
love
be
it.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to Phil directly and he'll answer it for you. Yeah. All right. I this is great. I love hearing.
You were next to Brian Polito at Terrificon, and I was talking to him for quite a while about an individual. And as I walked away, you looked like you wanted to say something to me, and I looked back, but you didn't say anything. So I was like, maybe I read that wrong. I just kept going.
No,
and then I got some coffee from Johnny.
Well, I knew who you were, and I was like, oh, I wanted to say hello, but then I don't know if something happened, and then I actually went and talked to Brian about you. I said, hey, Brian, so what do you think of his distribution? And Brian said, it's really good. You should get involved. So
the only reason why Brian isn't is because he's doing so well with his own platform. I mean, he doesn't even need Kickstarter anymore. He's got his own platform.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's doing it directly through his website. What a hell of a guy he is, too. He's such a nice guy.
Well, he's the example of, like, I don't know if you know, but he had his downtime. Like he had his fall, so to speak, and he sold some characters, but he's proof that you can get back up and make it work. You can grind and bust your ass. There's a lot of people that think, oh, Brian, it's so easy. He makes blah, blah, blah. He freaking worked to get there.
Yeah.
He was at our level at some point, I mean, I think he was a filmmaker at first too, he was trying to make films. So, I mean, why not? That's why what I always ask, why not? Why can't it be me? Why?
Yeah, right.
I don't buy it.
Yeah. No, I love it, Phil. But yeah, I don't want to keep you out too late tonight, and I get a million things to do.
The funny thing is I was sick today. I woke up.
Were you?
Out of work. I was really sick. I slept for like 8 hours all day. I had to leave work and I slept. I felt like crap.
I'm glad you still joined us. Thank you.
Oh, I wasn't going to cancel. I was looking forward to it. And to be honest with you, you got to grind. There's no rest for the weary.
No rest for the weary.
I'll go rest now.
Yeah.
But I get recharged. We're talking about this recharge. You see, it rejuvenates me. It gets me pumped. Now I'm not gonna lay down. I'm gonna go write, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, it's like leaving a Comic-Con, like just being around such creativity and creative minds. It is rejuvenating.
Yeah, definitely.
It is inspiring. It is motivating.
So
yes,
along those lines,
yes, we do. We're worldwide now.
I love it. Harry, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say along those lines, I read or saw you said that comics saved your life as a kid. What do you mean by that?
I lived in an abusive household where I was beaten all the time, and I didn't feel safe in my own home, and that carried to outside. I was bullied and picked on a lot. So I've been in over 60 fights in my life. I was slashed over my eye and straight to my skull. I had to get plastic surgery done. Very violent life. Never started it, mind you. So comics were my escape from a world, life that I just didn't want to be in. So instead of getting into drugs or alcohol or really,
it was like a lifeline to you.
Yeah, it was comics. It was and they taught me morality. I mean, Superman taught me what I want to be. And I think that's another thing that we've gone away with comics. Now, don't get me wrong, tragedy is, it's a little grittier, but we keep trying to bring the heroes down to our level instead of trying to aspire to get to their level. And I think that's one of the other problems that's happened in comics. I don't need to see angry, evil version of Superman for the 85th frickin' time. I like my humble pie Superman. Leave Superman the fuck alone, okay? Captain America, Superman, Wonder Woman. Those are the pillars that you want to aspire to be and always have been, and they should stay there. Stop bringing them down to our level. We need to be up to their level. And even if we never make it, you should want to be there.
Love it.
Yep.
No wonder you're fearless, dude. 60 fights? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I've been hit with chains, canes. I've had 9.
Oh my God.
I've had 9 diagnosed concussions. My wife knows I'm not surprised. diagnosed. I don't know if I've had more. And my wife was like,
Jesus.
"Yeah, I'm not surprised." I've broken a lot of
But
bones.
you turned out fine though.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I walk in a circle and no, I'm just kidding.
I see. I see a lot of I see a lot of art on your wall there. I saw that you're an art collector as well. What kind of things do you collect?
So I get these jam pieces done. I get Jason Metcalf to do a layout of 12 characters, kind of like a team roster thing, and then I'll get a different different artist to draw each one. I've got like David Finch and you know, and Big Eyes, you know, and then of course and Wilson, all them, and then of course I got like independent guys that I saw and thought were awesome, and it's a nice mix. Because for me, it's not the name, it's the art. You know, I don't get art to collect because the prestige of a big name. I gotta like the art, and it's, you know, that's kind of how I got to know a lot of these guys too. I was spending money talking to them over the years, you know, enjoying the fan base, and then when I started running shows, they were all on board because I believe in organic relationships. When you meet people, it should never be with what can I get out of them. It should be, this is a cool person I want to know, because you know what? There's a lot of assholes. I am not going to actively seek out an asshole to be around just because I want to try to get something from them. I don't have patience for that shit. I just, you know, every relationship is organic, you know, like when I felt bad with Johnny when I kept stopping to talk to somebody in Artist Alley, and he was, you know, I kept apologizing to him.
But don't feel bad. You were there to work, and I was just kind of tagging along. So don't feel bad for me, man.
Well, I would have introduced you to everybody, but so.
I was wandering. Because I wanted to check out stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
and I didn't want to hold you back. My friends and family hate going to shows with me. They hate it because they never get anywhere. They're like, "Oh my God, I'm standing here."
Yeah. Yeah, my wife gets a little upset at me too, like when we're trying to load in and like everybody wants to talk to me, and I just stop and talk to everybody, and she just wants to get the table set up, and you know, and
it's tough to say. Well, even like trying to leave Plastic City, sometimes it's like you're talking to so many people. It's just you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's tough, yeah.
Well, you know, that's the other thing too, though, is it's a nice social outlet, because that's the one thing that shows should be a place where we're not arguing over politics or the latest social thing that they're throwing on our face.
Yeah, we're creating stories and entertainment, you know.
And that's why I hate when people inject that shit in there. Keep your activism shit away, please. Let's just, I don't care who you vote for, as long as you're a good person who wants good things. We don't always agree on how to get there, but as long as you're a good person, you're not my enemy. But whether it's in line with what I think or not, I don't want your shit in my comics.
Yeah, well, I always said, like, people go to comics and movies to escape the real world. And when you go into a comic and a movie and you get the real world, it's like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Thank you.
You know, right?
Thank
yeah,
you.
exactly. So it's like,
I mean, look, some realism is fine. And the argument that, well, they always use the social backdrop of the time. Yes, backdrop. There's one thing, like when Speedy was on drugs in the 80s with what's his name?
oh yeah,
Neil Adams
and
well, anyway, they used the backdrop of what was going on in the 80s. Drugs were a big issue, but they didn't beat you over the head with what you have to think what I think about the situation. That's the difference.
Yeah,
like we had diversity with Giant Size X-Men, but nobody wrote that for the sake of diversity. They wrote it because they just wanted to write new, interesting characters, and we love them. Nightcrawler and Colossus are my favorite characters. So, and Bishop is one of my favorite characters. Everything must serve the story. Everything.
Yep.
And when it serves your ego instead of the story, you failed your audience and you suck and you should not be writing. And there's too many people in Marvel and DC right now that suck because they're writing for their ego, not for the service of the story. And I don't care if anybody believes. You could hate me, unfriend me. I don't give a shit. That's the facts. That's part of what's killing comics right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things killing comics. That's one of the major forks in its heart, though. Go ahead, Johnny.
I was just gonna say, it's like, it reminds me of like the saying I say, and it's kind of controversial in the sense that it's stories make the strong female character, not the female character don't make this, strong female characters don't make the story.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I wrote tragedy. I made tragedy female because I got tired of how they write women. They make it like women have no trouble at all. Like they're perfect. They can do everything right. But I'm like, that's not a woman's strength. I look at my wife all the time. She goes through shit I'm never going to have to go through. And her strength is that she gets up every day and faces it. Like, not to be too rude, but we can go to a water park anytime we want. A woman can't. She has to think about that. If you're following me. So like, tragedy's strength is that she may not win every fight, but she's in every fight. I mean, that relates to all of us. How many mornings do we wake up and we got to go to our day job and we just want to curl back up under the covers and say, fuck this. I can't stand my coworkers. My boss is a dick. I feel I'm wasting my time. My job is in the way. I just want to do comics or I just want to do whatever. But you get up and you grind anyway. And that's our strength. It's not that we're flawless. It's not that things come easy. And that's how they keep writing women. I wanted to write a woman that shit's always hitting a fan. But her strength is, all right, well, what else I got to face today? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
When you read the first issue and you get to the last page, you're going to be going, oh, shit. Everybody is caught off guard by the end of this first issue. So, and I don't like, as much as I love He-Man and stuff, you never took him seriously because you never lost. Like cackling, you never took cackling Skeletor seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. There was no stakes there, really.
But that's why we love Empire Strikes Back. The bad guys kicked their ass.
Yeah,
they absolutely wiped the floor with them, and it ended that way. Luke gets his hand cut off, he's emotionally distraught finding out about his father. Han Solo's frozen in carbonite. I mean, they got fucked up.
Yeah. Yep. So true.
Sorry, I can talk.
Yeah, no, I love it.
It's good. I mean,
yeah.
I was just gonna say, well, just to circle back around on strong female characters, just like look at Ellen Ripley, look at Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Look at these characters that they were like, oh well, they never had a strong female character before. No, you just forgot about these awesome characters
because woman they didn't in the slasher movie, right? I mean,
right?
Yeah.
You know why? It was a hero. It was a hero's journey. Ripley was thrust into a position she didn't want, but she just had to step up at that point. Sarah Connor was not strong in the first movie. She was scared and didn't know what the fuck was going on. But by the end of that movie, you got to survive. She learned. She grew. That's the hero's journey. It's not just 100%. Boom. You don't just turn gay. You don't just all of a sudden come out of the womb kicking everybody's ass. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. And like you said, it's so many problems with that stuff.
But anyways, in indie world, so buy some indie books because we don't pull that shit.
Yeah, right. There you go. Everybody, so you check out the website, which is Philbo Distribution. That's where you can pick up all the catalogs. That's where you can find out. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. And
you can also get the data sheets off there if you're a retailer. And if you're a publisher, there's a submissions guideline tab. Just go there. Follow the submissions. It's very similar to Diamond because it's pretty universal what we're looking for. I'm just not as big a gatekeeper. So please just go to the submission guidelines and I promise you I'll get back to you one way or the other in a timely fashion.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to ask you about the submission guidelines, Phil, like you would, I think one of the things you were asking for in there was like product sheets for every book that you want to distribute. Like, do you just need to see an example of one for like the first issue and then
you don't have to go through all that, Keith? Just send me what the books look like, that I see they look professional. You've got your barcodes. We can just talk. You don't have to go through all that.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll need to get is barcodes, but I have done that in the past. So,
and when I walk people through barcodes, they don't understand how they work. I had one guy who thought you have to get a UPC for every different cover. You do not. One title can get a UPC for up to 999 issues. You buy one $10 UPC for your title. That's it. But for free, you get the 5-digit extension. And the first 3 numbers are the issue number. 001 is 1 because you go up to 999. The next number is what variant cover it is. The first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc.
Yeah, that's how they do it now, right?
Yeah, and the last digit is what printing is it? First, second, third. So if your first issue, first cover, first printing, it's 00111.
Gotcha.
If it's the second issue, fourth cover, second printing, it would be 00242. So, but I can always walk anybody through. I'm really easy. We all have our struggles. I'm easy until you make it not easy.
Gotcha.
If I have to tell you 15 times on something, then I become a dick.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. I try to approach everything as professional as possible.
Well, we have some publishers that they don't. I don't think they understood distribution. Like they don't understand what it takes, and I got that. So we're kind of having to give a little tough love right now to straighten them up, because I don't want them to lose out. I don't want them to get off distribution. Yeah. But at the same time, we have to run a well-oiled machine. It has to be smooth for everybody. Yeah. Because what you do as a publisher can affect all the other publishers, like not being on time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I take it seriously that these publishers are relying on me to get them out to stores. Now, I'm not responsible for your sales per se, although sometimes I feel bad if you don't sell as well. But you are relying on me to get you in front of as many eyes as possible. And I take that seriously.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Anywhere else that you want to, where people can find Philbo besides the website, or is the website the best?
That's it. Yeah. Just go there. It's fine. Or if you want to talk to me, go to Facebook. Just if you DM me, introduce yourself. Don't just say, yo, what up? I want to get in distribution, because I'm going to ignore you.
Yeah.
I
you
get
got to be professional with this stuff.
Yeah. Just, hi, my name is blah, 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 blah. How do I submit? Blah, blah, blah. Please just, I can't take you seriously if you come in talking to me like I'm your buddy off the playground.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's still a business.
Unless you are my buddy off the playground. Like if Johnny came with me and said, hey, fat Irishman, what do I got to do to get in? I'm like, all right, Johnny, let's go. I need a cup of coffee. And
I love it. That's awesome.
No problem. I got you covered with all the coffee you need.
Very cool. Well, Phil, it was a pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank you.
And if you ever have anything else you want to promote or any big announcements, hit us up. We'd love to have you back on the show.
We'd love to have you back on.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a talker. It was nice to meet you, Harry.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I appreciate the bluntness too. That's important. I like bluntness.
Some people like it and some people don't, and I don't worry about the ones who don't. So
yeah, I love it. I prefer bluntness. I prefer truth.
Me
over
too.
Well, you know where I stand, right? That's it.
Right, exactly.
I tell people, you may not like what comes out of my mouth, but you can trust it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Raphael says, yo, what's up? I want to get it. I love it.
Okay, packing boxes like a machine.
My wife says, I seriously can't wait to see how much Philbo grows. Thank you so much, Phil, for doing all this.
Well, thank you for the well wishes, and I hope I can. I hope we do. I think we will. But
I think so too.
I have confidence in you.
Me
too.
I never like to use the word hope. Hope signifies that there's doubt. Faith means it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. So I have faith.
I love it, dude. And with that, I can't think of a better way to end this episode,
Yeah.
I will say, Johnny, Harry, do you guys have anything you want to say or shout out before we close this out?
I just want to, encourage all indie creators to just take a look at the Philbo Entertainment website. Seriously take things into consideration. This is a beacon for your work. And if you take your work seriously, then this is a serious outlet for you to consider.
Absolutely. Harry?
No, just fun meeting you. And, like I said, I had a friend one time. I went on a hiking trip in the White Mountains here in New Hampshire. Was it a Monadnock? I think it was Monadnock, Mount Monadnock. It's a smaller mountain. And I didn't negotiate the weather for that day. It was cold in the morning, so I wore jeans and a sweat, a t-shirt, whatever. By the time we got up the mountain, halfway up, it was 85, 90 degrees. And I was like, crap, I shouldn't have worn jeans. And my friend Jill Notini, who I invited to come with me, she looked at me, and she was very blunt, much like you, Phil. And she says, Harry, you must have crazy ball sweat right now. I'm like, yes, I do actually, So, and that was I I didn't expect that from her, but I'm like, I appreciate the bluntness, you know.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's great. The only other thing I'm going to say is check out the Kickstarter for Kids Switch. My newest series is up there now. Also, check out Nandor Fox Schaefer's Seasons, which is coming to a close very soon, and he still needs a little bit of help getting there. So
Dr. Mask.
And Dr. Mask launched his Edgar Allan Poe project today. So yeah, check that out as well. I did some lettering on that book as well. So check that. And also we'll be back again Monday live with our good friend
Graydon Square.
Graydon Square, yeah.
With the future of digital comics.
Yes.
This is going to be a very exciting, like the same way this was a very exciting episode for the future of distribution for indie. Monday night is going to be a very exciting episode for the future of digital comics.
And did he say he's going to give us a demo live on the air,
I
Johnny?
think that's what's going to happen.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, so join us Monday.
And so, as a tease, the last time Graydon was on, he was promoting his book. After the show, he did a private presentation of the platform to me, you, Harry, and Julius Freeman, and all of our jaws were on the floor with what they were bringing to the table. So highly encourage everybody to check out Monday night. Check out what's going on in that corner of digital comics. They're doing something very special, very unique, and would be the next big thing. Very different from what Global Comics is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So you join us Monday. With that, I'm going to close this stream out. Thank you, everybody, for checking out the stream. As always, like, subscribe, share. Join us every other Monday for our live streams. And most importantly, everybody, read some comics. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Monday night. Have a good one. Good night, everybody.
Have me on.